Okay, another recipe here. Welcome back to my kitchen. Here I am again with another recipe in the slow cooker. So we have over here pork green pozole. Winter is here, it's cool. If you wanted to eat something warm, go to work and come home. And doesn't take you very long to put it together. And it's very easy and it's really delicious. So vamos a empezar. For this recipe, you're going to need 2 pounds pork stew, 1 pound of pork spare ribs, 4 cups of water, 1 pound of green tomatillo, 1 chile pasilla, 1 chile jalapeno, half an onion, 1 head of garlic, 1 cup of baby spinach, half a bunch of cilantro, 1.25 ounces of pepitas, which means type pumpkin seeds. You need a slow cooker, 6 quarters, 4 cups of hominy, 1 tablespoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of oil, any oil you have, half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of thyme, 2 bay leaves, 1 tablespoon of oregano. Optional to serve, you can use lettuce, radish, avocado, lime, tostadas, and some jalapeno. I'm gonna preheat 4 cups of water. Probably usually takes like 10 minutes until start boil, so I can add all my tomatillos. Okay, I'm gonna start by peeling my tomatillos. When you go into the store, make sure you check it out so they look kind of nice and not so wrinkled and with holes. At the same time, I'm gonna let it preheat in my water. I'm just gonna add my chili first because my chili takes a little longer, so start cooking. I'm only using 1 because I don't like my chili to be spicy, but if you wanna use more, you could. If you don't have a stove like that, you can also roast in this one in a pan. So my water has been in the stove for 10 minutes. As you can see, it's already boiled. So I'm gonna add my tomatillos, and we don't want to leave this one very long, so we only gonna leave it for 5 minutes because we don't want it to pop in the water because it kind of give it a little bit of better flavor. So we're just gonna leave it in 5 minutes and then we can turn it off. Okay guys, so my chili has been roasting. What I'm gonna do so I can peel it más easy, I'm gonna put it in a plastic bag. You know the tricks, how that goes. So we're just gonna let it like that and let it cool down for a little bit. I'm gonna preheat my pan for a few minutes and then we can roast our pumpkin seeds. Okay, you guys see my green tomatillos, it's kind of changing a little bit of color and it's been 5 minutes. We don't want to leave it longer than that, so we're just gonna turn it up, and with the heat they can kind of finish completely, kind of change a little bit of colors. Okay, so I have over here already preheat. This one, it doesn't take very long, probably like 1 or 2 minutes. As you can see, they kind of look kind of green. My pan is really hot. If for any circumstance you cannot find the pumpkin seed, you can skip it. This one, it give you a little bit of flavor, give you a little bit of consistent. It wouldn't make a big deal if you wouldn't put it in. I don't know if you can see, they already kind of turn like a little brown. So now to this point, I'm gonna turn it on. It only takes me like probably like 2 minutes because my pot was already warm. So I'm just gonna leave it. Okay, so now we have pretty much all the ingredients ready. Our chili, we have it in the bag for a little bit. We're just gonna peel it as much as we can. Take it all the skin, and we're gonna take also the seeds too. It's much easier to peel it if you put it in the bag. It's still a little warm, but I'm gonna just keep moving. If you have a chance and want to let it cool down, feel free to do that. You don't want to rinse it out because you don't want to take the flavor. Now after we take all the skin, we're just gonna take the seeds. And this one is a little bit spicy. How can I tell? If you see like over here it seems red, this is an indicator that it's hot. If you don't want it to completely to be hot at all, sometimes these chilies usually don't, but this one is spicy. I can even smell it. So if you don't want it to be spicy, you can take the beans, and I'm not gonna make it spicy because my girls don't like spicy, so I'm gonna eliminate the beans. This is weird because usually those chilies, very rare they come spicy, but any type of chili that you see that the beans a little bit of orange, a little bit of red, that means it's really spicy. I already have my 2 garlics. I'm gonna prepare my head now, so I'm not gonna peel it. I'm just gonna cut it a little bit in here because when I wanted to take it, I wanted all the pieces together, so I'm gonna just leave that, save it on the sides. And this is gonna be green pozole, so we cannot need anything green that we have. So I have my cilantro here, and I'm only using half. I also gonna cut it so it's gonna be easy for my blender. I'm just gonna save it right in here. Put all my greens come together. I know usually pozole is with radish, and this is optional if you wanna use like a little piece of leaf. So I do cannot use it. I didn't put it in the when I list my list. But if you have the radish, just cut a couple little pieces at this one, not too many, just a little bit, just to give you a really good flavor. I have it, so I'm gonna use it. But if you don't have the radish, don't worry, just eliminate that. Half an onion, and I'm just gonna cut it in half, peel it up. And I'm gonna let this one hold it up. I'm just gonna leave it, so I'm gonna leave that ready. I'm gonna add to my blender my 2 bay leaves, my 2 garlics, half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of thyme. If you don't have it, you don't have to. My tablespoon of salt, my tablespoon of oregano. So I'm gonna blend this one first a little bit. So now I'm gonna be adding my tomatillos. I'm not gonna add any water right now. You see this one, it kinda still a little green, but it's okay. You see this one? So I'm gonna be adding every single one. And I'm gonna blend these things now. And it's a little hot, so be careful. I also gonna add my chili, but my chili, cause I don't know how spicy it is. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna cut it like that. And then I'll see. But if you don't mind the spiciness, you can just put the whole thing. This one doesn't see it as spicy much, but I'm not gonna add it that still not, so I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna be adding my chili. And then because I have blended some of the stuff, so I'm gonna add my radish leaf, the spinach, baby spinach. Now I'm adding some of my chile pasilla. I'm gonna blend it. I'm gonna add in my cilantro. The rest of my chile pasilla. Pumpkin seed, I should have added with when I add the garlic, but I forgot, so I'm gonna just add it now. Okay, so now that that is done, we're gonna go back to the stove. Preheat my pan, 2 tablespoons of oil, any oil you have, because we are going to fry our salsa. Now that I preheat my oil, I don't want it to make it like super hot to smoke coming out, because it's gonna splash all over you. So just gonna put it there. I'm trying to stir right away, so it's just gonna jump. And we're just probably gonna cook it for 5 minutes, medium heat. I'm gonna add half a cup of water, because we are going to use like 4 cups of water. I'm just gonna add half a cup, and I'm just gonna rinse my cup so I don't waste a lot of my sauce. And just make sure you stay over here, because if you leave it in a tin, it's gonna be coming like that, and it's gonna be splashing all over. Okay guys, so it's been 5 minutes. As soon as you see it to boil it for a little bit, it's pretty much done. So to this point, we're just gonna turn it up, and we're gonna put all the things together. So now we're just gonna pour my sauce in here. I'm going to add my head of garlic and my onions. This is my the ribs. It has it has the bones, because I don't want to add like a big bunch of bones, because this one is not a lot of room, so we want it to have some meat, so we can still some meat. So this is my 2 pounds chunks of meat, pork meat. But you can cut a little bit smaller if you want. Okay guys, so I have my hominy here, my corn, 110 ounces. And you're only gonna find 2 cases. This one and another one, they sell like 14 ounces, but I needed to buy 2, and the price of 2 is just the same like this one. So we're not gonna use it all, but you can also freeze it in the refrigerator and use it for another time. And I'm only using 4 cups. Just gonna rinse it. Okay, so now that I have my meat here, so I'm just gonna stir it. Gonna add our corn, 4 cups of water. Just gonna put it there. And we want to leave a little bit of room, because the meat sometimes also release water. So we're gonna let it cook on high heat for 6 hours. But if you want it to cook a little bit slow is better. You can make it in the morning, go to work, and come home, and this is done. Or you can do the other way around, cook it at night, and in the morning it's done. You don't need to do anything else. That's pretty much it. You can leave it alone, go do whatever you need to do. This is how it looks, the first hour. This is the 2nd hour for the pozole. My pozole has been cooking for 6 hours, and this is how it looks now. This is how it looks. So we are going to take the onions here. Oh, this one break a little bit. And I also gonna take the head of garlic. To this point, it's pretty much ready to eat. Okay guys, so here we have our green pozole, and just the way it is, doesn't need pretty much anything. I think it has a really good flavor, but like topping optional. Everything over here is optional. I do like spicy, so I'm gonna put a little bit of chili. I do like onions, so probably I'm gonna put some onions or cilantro. Give you a very good flavor. So I'll start putting cilantro, some lettuce. I'm just gonna put a little bit like that. And radish. Usually it do has radish, so cut it a little smaller if you want, but right now I'm just gonna try to make it a little pretty. Also, we can use some chips. I love lime, so I'm just gonna put half a lime. Alright guys, so there you guys have it, green pozole. This one will feed between 4 and 5 people. It's another great dish for having dinner or lunch, and it's really good. So hopefully you guys give it a try. So hasta la vista.